Hey everybody, welcome back. I am about ready to juice up some wheatgrass. So this is the wheatgrass that we harvested yesterday. I think it was 5.9 ounces. So I'm going to use this nice little contraption here. I don't know if there's a name on it. But anyway, it's just a hand grinder, and it's perfect for a wheatgrass as opposed to some of the other more automatic ones. I think you get more out of using this kind of thing than you do maybe from one of those more automatic ones that aren't commercial grade. Commercial grade does a fantastic job, but who can afford that stuff? So anyway, I'm going to show you how to grind it up and make some wheatgrass juice. So I'm not going to lie, it's a tedious process and it's messy. This isn't a very big unit to be using. It's a little noisy, but initially what will happen is some juice and stuff will pop out the outside there, and so you just want to capture that because the green juice can be kind of messy. And then you're just constantly feeding this grass in here and trying not to drop it all over the floor. And if you do, just make sure you clean it up before your wife gets home. So that's it. You just kind of do this, and before you know it, we'll have this whole bag done. So I don't know if you can see, but right here, the juice is starting to come back down from this thing that's being spun around here, and the juice will eventually make its way back around, and we'll just fill up this container down here. Meanwhile, we get this little tail kind of growing out of here. And I got to tell you, this stuff smells really good. It is amazing how good this stuff smells. And I probably don't need to remind you, but as you're pushing the wheatgrass down in there, you want to watch your fingers. I caught my finger in there one time, and it was not a very pleasant surprise. It wasn't a pleasant feeling either, so it's got to be careful. And I'll probably have to clean this thing out at least one time going through this much wheatgrass. So again, it's not commercial grade, so it's just I don't think that if I'm going to be doing a bunch of wheatgrass moving forward, that using this unit is going to be necessarily the best thing for that. I might even make another video using our actual juicer to see what that does. So probably the next grow that I do, I'll use that just to give a kind of comparison and see how long. Obviously that one is, it's not fully automatic. You still got to push the stuff down here, but I don't have to sit here and crank all that. So we'll check that out on the next time around and see how that goes. The other thing that I've noticed with this grinder is there's a lot of churning up that happens in here, and so you get a lot of foam. So I don't think that's necessarily a great feature for this. And this thing actually gets quite hot. So that's from, I don't know, not even half the bag yet. So it's definitely getting all the juice, and this thing is dry. It's like a rope. There's hardly any liquid, if anything, in here at all. In fact, it doesn't even really come off on my hands. So it does a pretty good job of that, but it does make a lot of foam. And then occasionally you got to unlock it, and then I'll just kind of tilt it back. I don't think you can see that too much, and just let it drain out. Make sure you keep the tray locked in there pretty good, holding it tight, because if you let it go, it's going to make a huge mess on your counter, floor, clothes, the whole bit. So kind of let that drain out a little bit. And you know what? I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go grab the other unit, set it up, and do a side-by-side comparison, see how that goes. All right, so I've switched over to the Nama, N-A-M-A, I think it's NAMA.com, and they are not sponsoring this video. But anyway, obviously a bigger unit, so it's going to make probably a little bit of noise, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is the Nama. We do all our juicing through this thing, and it should have the capacity, I would think, to really churn down this wheatgrass, the remainder of it. So I don't know, it probably took about 10 minutes to get this much juice out of this. That much juice there. So we'll do a comparison and see how long it takes to go through the rest of the bag. Probably didn't even do half of it yet, but we'll go through the rest of this and see what we get. All right, so let's get started. We'll turn this thing on. Juice is gonna come out here. Pulp's gonna come out here. And boy, am I gonna make a mess probably. All right, I use the plunger. Certainly a heck of a lot easier. I wonder. Well, that is it. That didn't take 10 minutes like the other side did. So I'm going to let this kind of gather up a little bit. And this is about what we got. That's probably equivalent to what we got over here, too. I think we got maybe a little bit more, but it's hard to tell because it's not really the same kind of container or whatever. But the bottom line is we will pour it all into one. And then the next step is I'm going to make some ice cubes. I know I showed you in another video the ice cubes. I'm going to show you what that process is like to make. So stay tuned. So I'm not going to sit here and have you watch me take this apart, but this really is a very easy thing to clean. I mean, all these things come apart, and I don't want to make a mess, but all these things come apart. These come out, and see kind of what's in there. It's really not that bad, but I'll just be cleaning that up a little bit later, not right now. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up this area and I'm gonna get ready to make ice cubes. All right, so I added a little bit of water, which it kind of makes it a little bit easier on the stomach. And I've also drained off all the foam. So now all I'm going to do is make a huge mess right here probably, and just filling up these. I'm going to get a different cup. All right, I've switched to a better cup to pour. And I'm just going to fill these guys up. You guys have probably done this, no big deal. I don't think I need to have you sit through the whole video as I fill all these up. So once I get that done, I'll come back and show you the end part. All right, so I didn't make too bad of a mess. I'll certainly clean that up, but that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 divided by 2. So, that's like 5.5 days or so each morning. So that's going to last us better part of a week. And then with whatever else I left already from what I made before, combined with that, and plus we have 2 new grows that are 2 new trays that are coming out of wheatgrass. We're going to have plenty of wheatgrass, which was my goal when we started this thing, is I got to have enough wheatgrass for each of us to have a shot in the morning on an empty stomach, because that is one of the best preventions of cancer. And if it prevents cancer, it's got to be good for Elisa's treatment as well. So looks like Charlie is ready to eat as well. So all right, until next time, we'll see ya.